It's week 15 of the 2035 season, and we've got the Dragons' Offensive Player of the Year. No one's been busier this season as he currently paces the NFL in receptions. It's gonna be a good one, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They set up the screen to Miller. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. 2nd and 9 now. And right away, he lost the football. One of the linebackers has got it. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Point after here coming up. And it's good to make it 7-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Vikings offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their second possession. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. from the 38 now. Here's a 2nd down and 6. Again, it's Miller. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. On the ground with a rookie from Auburn. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Right back to him on first down. Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throwing the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
Over the middle, complete. That's good one. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Yeah, look at this defense for the Vikings. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
Again, they go with Watson. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Goodwin. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, On offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Gets it to Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
Back to throw now on first down. Delivering again to Gordon, and he's got him again. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. Yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try again. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. With now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
So that drive, 12 plays in length. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll try to, and hit behind the line. He lost lost the football. It's loose. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And really, it's worth talking a little more about the stakes of this game. Currently, these are the top two seeds in the NFC. I think they're the two best teams. Would you agree?
I think you can definitely make the case that they are, and I like where you're going with that. I do know that we've seen a couple of other teams along the way that would say, hey, don't forget about us. But your premise, I think, could be spot on. These could easily be the top two teams in the NFC.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They're going to look to throw. Man open. It's Goodwin. It'll be a gain of 5. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. And he's knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
The slot man in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. When you look at this defense, they're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL. but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test, going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
After 17-7 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Slant route to Miller. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the 1st half.
2nd and 14. He finds his man complete. It's Newman. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 21 yards away. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And it leads down to a field goal at 17-14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Sheds off the tackle. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dragons offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And as we play out the final stretch of games, he entered our contest here as the NFL's leader in receiving yards. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Now Smith. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. On the handoff, Watson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. From the 50, it's Smith. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. And a nice gain at 21 yards. To throw is Smith. Flush to his right. He finds his man. Complete. That's Goodwin. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Second down and a yard. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dragons are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. He threw his 10th touchdown on the year last time they had it. And he'll look to keep it going here with a 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Setting up the screen for Miller. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
On the carry, it's Love. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Slot man moves right. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. His fourth rushing touchdown on the campaign, number 7 overall. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. A 10-play drive that time. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. London about set to take over on offense. And they have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal on their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And a short pickup to about the 25.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
Second down and 8. Now it's Smith. Flushed out right. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Here's Smith. He gets it to Cooks. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Throwing is Smith. He finds his man, complete. That's Bailey. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Back to throw, Smith. Throw to the right here to Gordon. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And this brings up a 3rd and goal. Now Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Dragons are able to add on to that lead.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Now the try here for the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And out now come the Vikings. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd down, Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Here's Smith. Escaping the pressure right. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Pushes him over. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a 1st down.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it. I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the 1st down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. He has been elusive in this first half. You see the rushing numbers for him. This defense is going to have to find some way to keep him in the pocket. Smith. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's in for the touchdown.
sir. How did they get that done?
And with the clock at all zeros, they get the touchdown to make this just a one-score game into the lockers.
And you know what else it does? Besides boost their confidence, it doesn't change your game plan any. See, if they're down bigger going into the half, you may have to revise what you plan to do in the second. But now in this spot, within one score and striking distance, you go ahead and keep playing and do what you've worked on all week long.
Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there was a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now, much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more blocks.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
and get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
Superdome in New Orleans. And it's the Titans on top as that one draws close to halftime. The Titans looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. The Lions seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. In that one, all even as they play the visiting Texans. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And as we near the conclusion of the regular season, nobody has surpassed the amount of receptions that he has put up to this point. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Hands it off out of the gun. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Smith now to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On 2nd and 10, Smith, he hits his target, left side, Watson. And he's going to be taken down, plus there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Flush to his right. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because He has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Dragons take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll run it again with Miller. And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
The slot man in motion right. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
Now back to throw. That is caught. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a first down. Back to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Vikings are back within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Escapes the defender. London about set to take over on offense. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. A shotgun snap for Smith. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. On the ground, here's Watson, able to fight through one tackle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
He was carried at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 10. First down, Dragons.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Now Smith. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Unable to corral him. He fights through. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Smith flushed out right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. This is caught. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now it'll be 4th and short.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And this time he is in.
Yes.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Dragons are able to stretch out their lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
And the tight end goes in motion left. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
2nd and 5. Looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. Big play there for Minnesota. 52 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Love. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3.
At the 6-yard line.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. It's going the other way.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. They'll run with Watson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
To throw is Smith. Eluding the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. The offense on 3rd down, can't fault these numbers, 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll try and run for it. That's some strong running. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Slot man moves right. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. From the gun, here's Smith. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Dragons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Second and short now following the fumble. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And just like that, it's third down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Here's a diving catch right side. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll run with Love. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Second and 6. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And now it's blocked. And all the defense has it. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. Before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spend a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. And here's a handoff out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now it's Smith off the bootleg, escaping the pressure right. And some room to work. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
A gain of 34 yards. And the London first down.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
He was brought down at the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Ball sits on the 10, second and 5. Smith. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Dragons are closing in on a 14-0 record as they extend their lead. Yet another touchdown in what has just been a high-scoring affair, a fun one to watch, and it's the rookie quarterback, Charles, coming through with yet another touchdown pass to pad the lead.
Did we come into this game where defense was optional? Because it certainly feels that way, right? But when you look at the scoreboard, this rookie, he has his team moving at a little bit quicker pace than his opponents. The entire offense is going to get plenty of praise, but I think these coaches have to be especially happy with what their quarterback has done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no. Back four. So this will come out to the 30. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
No, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament, and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
This one complete to Ingram. Short completion, just 4 yards. 3rd and 7 now. The slot man in motion right. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got it to Ingram, complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Love. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Vikings! A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a two-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Got Gordon open, completes it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Back to throw. Copeland. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Hands it off out of the gun. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. 2nd and 6. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Powering his way forward. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great play there. 30 yards. And the Dragons extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Nothing fancy there on that 2-point try. Give it to the big boy, let him go to work.
That almost felt like sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it to him and let him rumble.
Nobody picked me on the sandlot football team.
You were quarterback, and I know better.
I was the water boy. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. On play action, they'll throw. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. 2nd and 11. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He finds his man, complete. That's Ingram. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So in effect, the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So they tried to tack on 2 more. Wouldn't have mattered as far as who won and who lost, but that's how this one ends.
Felt like cosmetics, didn't it? Just put another 2 points on the board, make the score look a little bit better. Maybe they wanted to run a 2-point conversion just to see what they had. Who knows? But it just wasn't necessary.
So for London, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.